This is a very simple drawing that anyone can do on their phone. The demo I have here is actually on my P30 Lite phone, standard Android phone, and the app installed. So the initial drawing is loading the reference image that you're going to find in the resources section, and also setting the background color. All these are provided in the actual guide to the Paintology app, which I recommend you take if you're not familiar with this. So the entire drawing is done by the finger. So here I've zoomed in on the actual flower and selected the brush tool, Haze Dark, as you can see, and I've set the opacity, which is darkness and hardness setting, just above halfway. And the reason for doing that is that then I can get a sort of a shade. So if I went over the drawing that I did and keep going over it, it would be like a brush, it builds up the actual color. So since the actual image is somewhat a little subtle in its form, that this is probably a good idea the good approach to do this. So now you can see that I'm selecting more of a pinkish reddish color to do the drawing, to start the drawing here, with the trace bar just past midway point. And the reason for putting the trace bar in the midway point, again, you're going to find this in the help course in Udemy on how to use Paintology. So here, if you have it and past the midway point on the top half, you're going to actually use the color picker to pick out the colors from the reference image, and anything below that half point is the color on your canvas. So this is really effective to pick up colors instead of guessing colors from the reference image. And as you can see, this is what I'm doing here, and I'm simply picking out the light color that you see on the flower on the reference image and applying that to where the lighter areas should be, and I'm going back and forth between the actual reference image and my canvas. So I repeat this process throughout the drawing, and then you can add some touches of the shading around the flower pot, which is a transparent glass pot, which I have drawn. So this is just a online drawing that I found from Google, and you can also similarly download any image of your choice and just try and make a drawing out of that. So again, it's a good study of the tones. So this is really good practice for you to understand how to define the tones, define the darks, define the lights, and also do some blending as such by adjusting the opacity settings. So I've decided to use the haze tool for this drawing, but it could be any other brush tool that you want to use for this drawing. So you can see that I'm always adjusting the brush size to get the real darks and to get the thinner lines, as you can see. And then here is a good tip on drawing in this manner, is that you don't want to create the whole dark with one brush size. You notice that I'll be adjusting it, fine-tuning it, and redoing the lines, and then so I can get the smaller line branches that branch off from the actual stem. So you can see that works well, but we're not anywhere near to the final drawing, so we just keep going through the whole process. So again, just very easily zoom in and use your fingers to do the drawing, and just keep looking at the reference image and see where the blocks of colors are, and then just apply it whenever you see that. And then if you find the underlying color, you can use the color picker, or you can just adjust the color yourself by opening up the color palette and then doing it that way. Okay, so now we're ready to tackle the flower pot, which is transparent glass. And again, the reference image is useful for us to actually define some of the edges. Notice it's not a clean replica of of what a flower pot and flower is. It's a very subtle drawing, and we're also trying to create the subtlety in this drawing as well. So I'm just creating the shape here. I have I alternate between the reference image because I need to know where the shape is. So I go up and down and find the original shape and just add the colors as I see, and then also adjust the brush size, as you can see. So here you can go ahead and start doing variations of your theme and whatever you see, and add your own creativity to this entire drawing. So it's a very good way of practicing. If you really want to do detailed and want to take the drawing seriously, I suggest you use a tablet. But if you're on a train or you're feeling creative, just do a drawing like this, very similar, and you'll be surprised with the progress you can make by keep doing a drawing on and off, and then you'll be able to apply that knowledge to more detailed drawings that you find on Udemy, on some photorealistic drawings that you can do. So, but this is a good way for you to get into and get a good feel of the tools and how they operate, and then to be able to make some nice drawings of yourself. So here you can see I've been played around with the subtlety of the image, and I did one earlier and it seemed to work well. This one is getting a little bit too technical in the sense that I'm adding some more details into it. So it just goes to show that when you actually draw something, a loose drawing would be more appropriate for this kind of drawing rather than a structured drawing. So again, the first drawing I did was on a whim, and I just did it, and I was quite surprised by the results. And I thought I would do a structured one, which naturally takes on a little bit more form, but the actual drawing itself is a very subtle drawing. And I didn't take a recording of that first drawing, but you can see, I mean, that's my personal taste, so I'm sure if I were to do another one, and depending on the frame of mind one is, they can you'd probably come up with something different. It will most likely be very different. But as you keep doing it, you can keep doing variations of it and compare your drawings, because that's an excellent way of seeing how you're improving, or if you've actually achieved a level of skill. You would be probably looking at the variations in this drawing, and trying to see if you can enhance it in other ways, like for example, using different colors, or using less color, and then and maybe more transparency that's in the original image. So I hope you enjoyed this course, and so giving you an idea of how you can actually draw any kind of image. You just download it from Google if something takes your interest, and then load it into Paintology and start drawing in this trace mode. So this is a great way for you to learn some of the tools, but as you get better and better, you can do some of the other tutorials, or just go away and find something online and start practicing on that. And then hopefully you'll get a good handle on the tool sets and be even more creative and come up with some creative drawings, which I would really like to see from all the fellow users of the app. So until again, see you then.